Welcome to week 2. North America is going to be starting us off here. I'm Diem Brandon. This is Kevin.
Adonis.
Adonis, fine.
Meier. It finishes with Meier.
What? What does?
My name.
Oscar?
Oscar. No,
yeah.
Don't you dare. Don't bring it back. I got enough of that. That was elementary school, Brandon.
I think your reaction just brought it back. Actually, we'll be starting off today with second place from World's Enemy going up against bottom-seeded SPL team right now, the Clowns.
You know, at the start of the season, you know, you would say second place from Worlds, but there would always be kind of that the little addition where it's like the team's gutted, right? It's 3 new rookies coming in, but a surprising 2-0 over Luminosity, showing that PainDeViande has somehow done it again, or at least there's the chance to have done it again, because they took on what many considered the best team in North America and defeated them. 76-minute game as well.
There will just never be a point in time where the collective community, including the casters, stop underestimating.
I can't. It's just like
they shouldn't be winning.
I mean, they still win though. So like,
they win
full props to Enemy. Randozos as well, a team that many touted to be one of the bottom 2 coming into this season. And so far, we did see them lose to Denial. Funny enough, their jungler, Skeleton, in week 1 has now left to join Denial.
If you can't beat them,
join them.
I think they could have.
That rhetorical. Okay,
I got
rhetorical.
It. Okay.
But Eonic is going to be subbing in for Randozos this week, so we'll see how he fares. He obviously fared very well against Eager when he played for Enemy.
Yeah, I mean, he did really well, much better than people expected, to the point where people thought that he was maybe going to be their static jungler, and I think Eonic may be a bit peeved. That's why he's making the swap?
I don't know so much. I think Eonic definitely took a step back heading into Season 3. I think he's focusing pretty heavily on his school as far as I know, and just kind of taking Smite as a side gig, but still, you know, even in a role swap can play at the highest level. And, you know, maybe it was a little bit peeved, right? Maybe he's like, I can do this, right? I just stepped into jungle against Eager and bodied. Like,
you know what? That Nemesis pick, a lot of people questioning, like, why is DJ Pernicus picking Nemesis? The reason was because Eonic's god pool is kind of small in scrims. He would play almost only Nemesis. It was taken as a way to try to stop Eonic in the jungle, and he still bodied those games.
I mean, to be fair, he had Kali and the Thor.
And we're going to see him now, which is awesome.
I'll be interested to see what he goes for. For me, I think Randozos need to ban Odin. Like, the first 2 picks, like, I'm looking at PainDeViande, the support player for Enemy. He was playing Odin back when Odin was out of meta, when no one wanted to play him in any single role. And right now, Odin is a top-tier pick in both support and jungle roles. We've seen it from both Europe and North America, but the ban's actually a secret targeted away from Eonic.
Randozos likely to answer here with Kali. Don't want to deal with that. Thor will be open as well, so it's possible they let it through. Now, Kali going to be taken away. I think that Kali might be top 2 in the game right now.
Definitely. They're at least in the jungle, like, put it this way, full build, she is the best in my mind in the game. They're uncontested.
Her early game's not that bad.
You can survive it pretty easily, right? You can definitely play around it and have kind of this defensive oriented Enemy first pick though. Honestly, I think they just need to pick up Odin. I think Enemy plays so well around it. PainDeViande is so comfortable on this god, and we've seen what max CDR Odin can do. Not only be the initiator, he can zone, he can peel, he can do so much, but it will be Hou-Yi.
Hou-Yi is a smart pick because he can get out of the cage in case Randozos decide they're going to try to take that flavor pick away from Enemy. It's not even really a flavor pick anymore.
No, it's not anymore.
Randozos here would probably be smart to pick up, if they're not going to pick up Odin, I was going to say Raijin to get out of the inevitable cage.
I like Isis though, right? You do run the risk. Odin very good against Isis, but I mean, Isis right now is such a powerhouse in the mid lane, putting out so much pressure. You can just abuse rotations. And honestly, if you pair it with a god like Thor, right, we've seen so many teams and players just run this Thor-Isis combo and just run amok in the early game. Now, if you can't get a big enough lead heading into the mid game, it's a little bit rough. But I feel like Randozos, as they are kind of one of the weaker teams, definitely want to focus on this early game and get rolling early.
Bellona gets locked in, still a top-tier jungler. Rather, still a top-tier solo, still possible to jungle with as well. So slight flex pick, although it's probably going to be your normal static roles. Enemy has option here. I would expect that we're going to see Odin Janus or Odin Athena. I mean, there are a lot of things open right now. I
don't know if Varizial plays Odin in the jungle. If Odin is picked up for Enemy, I can almost always guarantee it's going to PainDeViande, but it's going to be Zeus for the mid lane. That's going to be played by Khaos, and he's been comfortable on this god before. And there's the Odin. I was like, there's no way Enemy's not picking Odin here.
The last time I remember seeing Odin Zeus was 2015 Worlds, where Brazil ran it as a
duo lane. QE3Q
Yes.
and a support player. I don't recall his name. I think it was a substitute at the time. But yeah, QE didn't end up winning that game. He actually got farmed, I'm pretty sure.
No, they got bodied. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But if this is a support Odin, he'll be near the mid a lot. As we get into the mid game, it'll be there a ton. Geb going to be locked in.
I'm a little bit surprised about this.
Why is that?
I think I would have rather seen a Bacchus in this situation. Not only can get out of the cage, but also very good at disrupting Zeus. One of the biggest weaknesses of Zeus is that he can just die. And right now, enemy Odin is a good setup tool for Zeus. However, he doesn't have the best peel. I mean, if you just jump on a Zeus and his Sanctuary's down, or he's knocked up more specifically, he can't beads or Sanctuary in the air. I think it's a great counter to him, but they're going to go the safe pick, and I think more of a comfort pick for PolarBearMike.
We are going to see a ban of Vamana, shot to the solo lane. Enemy going to take away Thor, knowing that the Randozos do not have, or rather that they do have first pick outside of the ban phase. This is going to ensure they don't get a top tier jungler at all, with Serket and Kali taken off the board, as well as Aokwang. Hunbot's going to be taken away as well, which means Randozos are not looking for a jungler out of this next pick. They're going to save their. They're going to save it till last.
I think they are looking for a jungler, and what I really like there is that Awilix ban, a smart counter. Obviously, Geb can knock up Zeus, and Awilix pulls him over the wall, and then he's kind of as good as dead if he's in an awkward spot. But Randozos, I believe, are going to go for a jungler here. They banned away the Hunbot specifically because they just don't want that combo, and it's something I don't think they want to play. Eonic will be on Fenrir here, and enemy looking for the counters.
It's going to be Thanatos, okay.
No hesitation.
Not a lot of characters that Thanatos really counters here. Amaterasu really looking for that. I love this enemy comp because you have Thanatos and Odin for the early game, and then Hoyi, Zeus, Ami for the end game. This is a really just cohesive composition.
It's definitely going to fit in kind of all parts of the game where they can definitely make something happen. And honestly, there's multiple characters on this lineup that can just straight up carry. If they can get an early lead, Hoyi, Zeus, and Thanatos, if they get rolling, it's very hard to shut them down. Anhur going to be last picked for Randozos. That's going to be a Geb Anhur dual lane matching up against the Hoyi Odin of enemy. And that's both, honestly, that's a lot of kill potential coming out of Odin Hoyi, right? A double bounce and a bird bomb at level 2, I think you're done, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, is there any way? Can you actually survive that? I wonder. Like, if you actually get
a double bounce,
a triple bounce and a bird bomb level 2.
Level 2. Well, no. If it's triple bounce, there's absolutely no way. If it's double bounce, it's
close.
I mean,
you're as good as dead.
It's a lot of damage.
You're as good as dead.
I mean, Odin's jump does 120 plus scaling, but I don't think he's going to have much of that. So 120, and then the bomb itself does 125. So you're looking at 225 out of the gate, not including Bluestone because he doesn't have it. And then a double bounce, I think, is going to hit somewhere in the neighborhood of like 130, maybe a little. Well, actually, yes. Thank you very much.
Well, no math needed.
Yeah, 110. So no, it won't instant kill somebody, but it'll be close.
We're going to be starting it off here. No invades. Wards on the mid harpies for both teams, so making sure that the opponent aren't going to be able to sneak those early. I really like this decision too, because one of the things you see happen, even at high levels plays, is sometimes players and teams get caught with their pants down, like around their ankles, because a team will finish off the mid harpies early, and then once the 2v2 happens, the opposing team will actually rotate over there trying to secure them, and they're like, oh, surprise, they're down. And you could see this most teams now, warding these early harpies, making sure they don't kind of go to the wrong side of the map early on.
Mid camp's on left side, going to go to blue. Right side getting fought right now by red. They haven't cleaned him up just yet. Eonic taking a lot of damage here.
Going to get his 5 runes to get that AoE coming out. Mid lane, Thanatos, Zeus. This, honestly, both these teams have a lot of kill potential. Most of this, I would imagine, coming down to whether Khaos or not can find a bounce off and get a couple stacks going, but already this Isis pressured, and that's not what you want to see from Isis. You pick Isis to control this early game.
Eonic double casting right there just to get in and out as quickly as possible without bringing too much attention to himself. Khaos too slow on the draw to find the what was almost guaranteed chain lightning.
Right-hand side, Boar is going to be secured for Scary D, but did he lose any minions into that wave?
I don't think so. I mean, he clears really quickly. At level 2, Ami, not much. Level 3, Ami, not much.
And Amaterasu expected to lose for the most part unless he can successfully silence out that bludgeon, which we just saw. And Scary D, honestly, taking a lot of poke.
Marauder takes some in return, but of course does have a fair amount of healing. But still, Scary D not only steals the boar away, but actually gets to go into his own Marauder stuck tanking creeps on the bottom side. Not in a beautiful position yet.
Odin, Hou-Yi having control of this lane, what we expected. Geb really suffering early. Meerkat actually picking up an Anhur to match up against a Hou-Yi, and both these gods are characters that like to box specifically early, right? Obviously, you're going to have the mark coming out for PandaCat, going to give him bonus penetration, and then just Anhur in his base kit has bonus penetration, a slow and damage increase on those sands, but I mean, I've got to give it to Hou-Yi in this boxing. The second Hou-Yi hits 5, I don't see Anhur winning this.
That was a pretty good invade. Scream helps out. They get not only the boars, but the back camp as well. So more lost experience for Eonic. Khaos still level 4 going into the wave. Might be in some trouble here. You'll notice he's actually backing off. Very smart defensive play. He'll lose some gold. I don't think he'll lose any experience, but the presence of mind there was strong.
I think the most important part of that was the fact that Khaos did have purification. He might have been able to live, but it's not worth the risk to have those beads burned. On 160 seconds, you know Eonic, he's going to have that timer. He'll be taking a return trip. Right-hand side, going to put some pressure over onto Marauder, who reads it out, and Enemy, honestly, some pretty defensive positioning from them, reading out kind of the location that Eonic's at for most of this game, and you can already see left-hand side, they're starting to invade that red buff.
Yeah, again, the left side's getting invaded. This will be the third camp they steal. Still, I mean, a little bit early, still has a few seconds left, but they have positioning here. You'll see a rotation over from PandaCat as well. Wow, quick.
Caught asleep. You can see Isis recognizing the buff is stolen, but on the right-hand side, Eonic. I love this decision from Eonic. He actually walks in the lane, recognizes that no one's there. The call comes forward that PandaCat is rotating to steal the red buff as well. So what he does is he just steals away the blue buff, and that's the only lane right now that's winning coming out for Randozos is this soul lane. Scary D bodying Amaterasu, as to be expected with this god matchup. Eonic just wants to continuously shut him down.
Remember, Eonic was a part of the old TSM squad, Cog Red, a lot of major land wins under their belt, etc. He old scrim partners with Cloud9, and that play to me was a very Andenster style of play. However, that was a little bit too aggressive. An unnecessary ultimate gets burned. He'll go right into the mid lane. First blood, Eonic out of position and caught.
Sanctuary was up, but did not even matter, and you can see the rotation. I almost thought they were going to go for a gold with that positioning, but Eonic did not expect the damage coming out from that Zeus. And can we actually highlight Zeus? Because is the Chain Lightning being maxed? No, okay, it is. No. Even at rank 1, so much damage. I believe he was hit by a Death Scythe as well, maybe, but the burst, unreal.
And that is stolen completely. 4 boars now go the way to Enemy on the left side.
Enemy looking very good, right? We expected them to be a team that maybe coming into the middle of the split they could work on and really start to show promise and really start to take a look at the standings, you know, whether they can maybe make DreamHack or at least make a play for being a top 4 team. But I mean, already they're showing so much promise, so much control of this jungle, I'm just kind of happy about their positioning too. Even Khaos walking to the mid, recognizing that that's coming out. Marauder seeing the gank coming from Eonic.
This is great. Them not pushing the wave here does more than just try to strip away experience and gold. It locks Meerkat into this lane, which ensures that he's not backing to get his Transcendence. That's even more time wasted. You see another wave even coming through. By the time he gets back, the wave will have already been cleared, and PandaCat's going to get a free rotation out of this. This is a pretty big deal. Let's see if he can make something out of it.
Mid lane Khaos could be in a little bit of trouble here, but not scared even in a 3v2 situation. Meerkat did take that back. The duo lane stayed. And, I mean, it's just small leads, right? 1,000 gold earned so far. 500 of it was from First Blood, but the constant invades. Enemy just kind of putting on a show for now. The only problem I see for Enemy is kind of the lack of peel. Their peel is actually just damage. Because I'm going to kill you before you kill me. And that was kind of what we saw from Eonic. Clearly wanting to fight there at those mid-harpies early on when he got First Blooded. He jumps in and just immediately is bursted.
They might have the lowest CC comp that I have ever seen.
They have a stun on PandaCat and a knockup, a slow from PainDeViande, a slow from Khaos, a silence from Varizial.
Slows.
And, yeah, Marauder
has a stun.
But, like, hard CC, there's no instant. There's no instant hard CC. There's not a single one ability, you are done.
I mean, I guess the silence.
The silence.
Varizial, the silence from Marauder, aside from those, nothing. No stuns. I mean, there's one, and it's like you have to set it up.
It's going to be rough, and honestly,
two, I guess. But
the longer the team fights go, I'd have to give it to Randozos. As long as they don't get immediately bursted in the first round of cooldowns. Left-hand side, though, fight breaking out.
This is actually a fair amount of damage. PainDeViande stuck inside the cage. I love the combos coming out. It's going to be maybe a 1-for-1 by the end of this. No, not enough damage. Khaos did not fully commit there. And now jumping away is PandaCat, but Eonic's following. Ooh, double
cheeky bounce. Eonic, he will be slowed by the Suns, but should get away in time. You can see Khaos just looking for combined damage. Actually, Aduro rotating in the middle of two players. Meerkat here as well, just to make sure that Aduro stays alive and half-lifed by that triple stack, but oh, cheeky.
Honestly, I think if, oh, look at this greed, going right in. Meerkat, no fear against PandaCat. Tell us the difference between those types of cats.
Those types of cats, the Meerkat and the lion cat?
And the PandaCat.
And the panda, oh, I forgot, they're actually both cats.
Yes, what are the major differences, besides the letter C and the letter K, of course?
A PandaCat is not a real thing, and a Meerkat is.
Fair enough. Varizial in some trouble here, stuck out of position, and the bludgeon will find another one. Scary D credited with the kill, and Randozos find a kill advantage, still behind in gold.
Someone's blowing me up right now because PandaCat's like probably a real thing. Like I could already, I think I could see it. It's like kind of a raccoon. I don't know. Someone's blowing me up. I already know.
Now, if it's not a real thing, you're definitely getting blown up.
It's a lose-lose situation, Brandon. You set me up on that one. So. Yeah, still the 500 gold lead for First Blood. Randozos fighting back, and that's kind of just what we were talking about before that fight broke out. If enemy can't immediately burst someone, they're going to get turned on. PainDeViande jumps in. You have the ult from Zeus on top of it. It's not enough to finish off the two players, and then PainDeViande gets picked up by Eonic. Smartly locks him in place, doesn't move around, allows Meerkat to hit all of the Desert Fury impales on him, finds the kill. Right-hand side, another pick-off as well.
A lot of that had to do with enemy going into the jungle again, perhaps maybe overestimating how far ahead they were. With that, there was no way for PandaCat to actually get into that fight. He was stuck into a choke point, and then he gets, pushed out. They don't get the Suns.
Eonic gonna pluck PainDeViande into an awkward spot, but enemy, they're gonna blow a lot. A nice intercept. Aduro was as good as dead there.
He was absolutely
He was in line. That was definitely the range. Fantastic play from PolarBearMike, and I think we're seeing a PolarBearMike who's trying to make this into a competitive team. Marauder going to be pressured out on the right-hand side, but with all those ultimates down, enemy, they're going to take to the Gold Fury, and it doesn't even look like Randozos have a chance at contesting it.
What do you possibly do against Bird Bomb, right? Oh, nice block with the cage. A little bit of damage coming through. They'll find a return for the Gold Fury, but a small one at that. Scary D rotating in. Does have his
Scary
ultimate
D
available
could make
to
a
him.
big impact in this. You can see the three-man group up. Eonic, I don't think he has the stun runes yet. And you can see he's looking for a position to pick someone off, but enemy, they're going to back off another tower just in time. Aduro coming out of base, level 9 right now. And, ooh, PolarBearMike rotating in, gets at least double stacked coming out from Zeus, and that's so worrying in those tight corridors against Zeus. The Aegis shield into the chain lightning, a lot of damage, especially considering 2 pin items right now coming out for Khaos, both the Imperial Helm and the penetration boots. That's 25 raw pin.
The Dynasty Plate Helm, man, it does a lot of damage.
It's so good.
It's very cost efficient. And I was talking to the balance team a little while back, and they're like, how do we balance this? How do we get it to work? And honestly, I said to them, I'm like, you can make it better, but I think the stigma on the item is too strong. I don't think players are going to pay attention to it. But we did get some theory crafters out there playing magical characters, and finally we're seeing this item which is strangely overstated for the cost, and I'm very excited to see it.
And that's because there's no passive on it, right? F-Dot actually claiming that there was all these items with, it's the only item with no passive. To be fair.
Dude, he was right.
To be right, I still say that Breastplate of Valor, like the 25% is a tier 3.
I don't know when they changed it.
Exactly. I was like, I'm crazy. They're like, it was a year ago. I saw the Reddit thread. I'm like, no way.
Wait, it was a year ago?
Yes.
That was season 3.
It was a year ago. I think it was the start of season 2.
You're April Fool's.
Aduro actually picking this item up as well, and it's just not only a penetration, but it's the physical defense as well, which really helps against these junglers.
Stole one.
Early game junglers coming out from both teams.
Nice steal coming out from the Randozos.
Cheeky.
Aduro throws a blind shot over the wall. Spirit Fall at max range finds one of the 2. So a quick 45 gold for him.
Can we take a look at wards placed? I'm wondering why Aduro is so far behind in build. I wonder if those are all sentry wards. I do expect that coming out from Aduro and mid laner specifically, where they're not really looking to just place wards in deep spots. It's only sentries, and that's a lot of gold he could have invested. Makes a little bit more sense.
He's also 500 gold behind.
That's what I'm saying on top of it. Because they only had tier 2 boots, I thought it was like 1,000 or something behind.
PandaCat on the left side gets some free experience there. PainDeViande trying to back, as we'll see. Meerkat coming back to lane as well. On her, got his light blade online. You'll notice a Ninja Tabby pickup for PandaCat.
Ooh.
A little strange.
This is actually, so Caps Lock actually mathed this out where early on, obviously the power boots are going to give you a bigger burst, especially characters who have a lot of ability-based damage, specifically Hou-Yi. However, coming into the late game, it's simply a DPS increase to have that Ninja Tabi. And with almost all Hunters guaranteed, left-hand side, actually, PandaCat getting really frisky.
I love what Meerkat just did there by throwing his damage at the wave. Impale's going to be good. We're switching it around. Sprint's already burned. One auto attack. He needs to hit it. Slowed. Got him right in the back.
Really cheeky coming out from both teams. You can see Meerkat jumping in, PandaCat actually using his purification for the impale. But he doesn't have it for the jump. Gets knocked up, free auto, guaranteed for Meerkat.
I just love the ultimate. The way that he used his ultimate to clear the wave and not fight away. I mean, that's just so, it's so intuitive. I mean, that level of critical thinking in that stage when you're already behind, that was incredible. I mean, you really can't express enough how hard that decision is.
Left-hand side, and honestly, that might have been the power.
Let it go, please.
Oh, Khaos doesn't want to give it up.
Oh,
and actually, Varizial taking to the sky. Purification, but it's not going to be a time. One hit. Eonic finds that one. PainDeViande actually jumping. Khaos, no stun for him. That's the weakness of the comp. No peel for the Zeus once the team fight starts breaking down. And Randozos a 6-1 kill lead right now.
I wouldn't have expected this.
I mean, that's honestly just Randozos taking advantage of the numbers lead, right? PandaCat gets 1v1'd, and it's just an invade. And now PandaCat, once again, trying to fight off 2.
But look at the graphs. I mean, even with a 5-kill advantage, the gold is still slightly in favor of enemy. Eonic jumping away here. Odin trying to fight it to 2. Not sure why PolarBearMike's walking away from this.
Odin
it seems like they have the control.
No. Wow. Scary D, yeah, Scary D, honestly the one with control, but with Eonic jumping away, doesn't want to force the 2v2. Not exactly sure where Varizial was. He had respawned, I'm assuming.
I think he just had respawned. He was still working his way out of the base, as was Khaos.
But honestly, First Blood, 500 gold, plus the Gold Fury, I think at the time was worth about 1,100, 1,200. So it makes sense that the game's even. You know, Randozos also had most of their jungle stolen early game. There was a 500 gold lead for enemy just off jungle camp steals. So it makes sense, but Randozos obviously doing a phenomenal job of fighting back into it. And this could get worrying for enemy, especially if Randozos maybe start to stack some magical defense. As long as Zeus can't, 100-0 them, you could see how fast Zeus falls when left unprotected.
Right side, Scary D, not getting the better of Marauder anymore. Despite a level advantage, Marauder has control over this lane. Scary D's teleport is still down for a minute and a half as Scream rotates over, blinks in, gets the silence, goes right up. There is an Eagles rally to worry about.
Oh, Varizial really surprised, didn't try and bait it out. He just went straight in. Scary D has the mechanical skill and reaction time to jump away.
To be fair, I don't think that was reaction time. I think that's just when he decided to do it. And I think Varizial was hoping that he was going to be like, okay, he's going to try to bait it out. How long am I going to wait?
Just do the up-down?
Right. And instead, he goes, I think I can get him right now before he even thinks about doing it. And I just think it was a unfortunate mistake that he did it so early, but I don't think it was the bad call.
Ooh, left-hand side enemy once again. Going to find this Gold Fury unprotected. You can see, actually, this was really smart. The gate comes in onto Scary D on the right-hand side. All of Randozos rotate because they're still Amaterasu and the Thanatos in their jungle. They don't recognize, or at the very least, they don't have the ward coverage to see that enemy then started rotating to the left. Their whole team caught unprotected, and they were just trying to counter that gank or look for Varizial pushing that tier 1 tower.
A clean 1,500 gold added, and it's going to get worse. No, Duro has the Geb shield. Can he live through the detonate?
Ice Assault as well. Nice Cataclysm, going to find 2. Eonic picks up Khaos. There's the Purification.
Wow.
Cancels the Brutalize.
Duro has so much health.
Hey, man, it's Circle Protection.
Right.
Geb shield, and then on top of that, he's got the Imperial Hump, right? Just the physical protection coming away. It's just so useful, and Meerkat continuing to get the better of PandaCat.
Also, remember, guys, the Odin cage, 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Right.
From the so you start the Odin cage, it lasts 6, and the cooldown's 5.
Right. So then you have a 5-second Ice Assault. So by the time he puts the cage down, you wait like half a second, then put your ult down. You're mitigating 15% damage, and as soon as that cage is gone, you blow it up for the heal.
Well, actually, okay, yeah. After the cage. Okay, I was about to say.
As soon as the cage is down, it like blows up on its own.
Randozos up 6-1 in kills, but enemies still have the gold lead. Not massive. 1,000 gold, not too much.
It's not even 1,000.
It's a little bit less.
Yeah, how is it spiking down
experience
so sharply?
2,000.
What is that? Was there a tower? Oh, there was. Right, on the left side, there was a 500 gold tower taken. Meerkat, not the player I would have expected to be doing so well in the hunter role.
1v1ing PandaCat as well. That's one of the things that you see from a lot of new players. Actually, we could see a fight break out. You could see Eonic not wanting to give this up. PainDeViande has the cage, and Eonic going straight to the back line. No purification for Khaos, but the cage going to keep him at least away from the rest of the team. Wingut's not going to be enough. Eonic diving real deep. Oh, Scary D over the top, though.
Beautiful income by Geb as well, as he throws out a Cataclysm to stop the chase onto Eonic. And a rather powerful circle of
Spirit Ball. Varizial actually trying to get out. Aduro in the face of PainDeViande still finds the Spirit Ball over the wall, but what's up, Zeus?
A 2-for-1, it seems so far for the Clowns. PandaCat trying to fight his way in, but you got to give it to Aduro here. The circle of protections have been amazing this game.
Not even letting Marauder get the last tick of dazzling offense off. I don't think he got it. It was close at the very least. Blowing it up in conjunction with Meerkat's ultimate as well. Perfect timing, eliminating Marauder.
Oh, bruh.
I wouldn't have killed him. He was fine.
But he still took like 400 damage.
Hey, man.
Eonic in the mid lane faces off against PandaCat. Will be joined by 2 more as Khaos jumps in here. He's marked.
Ooh, jump in
greedy
by Eonic. Going to be out of range of the Aegis Shield, so can't get bounced.
Look at it.
Aduro waiting around the side. Spirit Ball going to connect on PandaCat, but PandaCat has not auto-attacked anyone, so not pulling tag or aggro. Eonic could look for this kill. There is no peel for PandaCat except for that cage. And there it goes.
Oh, that's good damage.
They're fine, but man.
Wait.
But man.
Why did Aduro just get it? Does he have Bulwark?
Oh my god, he has Bulwark.
Is that, can we?
So I was talking about Randozos. If they go into magical defense, it's going to be really hard for Khaos to be effective. But third item is not anything I expected. If he's going this build, I'm really surprised it's not cooldown boots and looking for kind of a max cooldown build where he's just stunning, silencing the whole time.
Very Kiki-esque.
Yes.
Instead, no, goes into defense. Will rely on that penetration for a little while. You see the magic focus picked up, likely to be an Obsidian Shard.
33%. And now enemy, and neither team seems to be able to get a grasp of this game. A lot of back and forths. Really good plays, but it seems like Randozos, they've been getting the better of the kills, but just the inexperience of the team hasn't been able to match up. PolarBearMike, nice Cataclysm, going to force out the purification from Khaos. And now Randozos, it looked like they wanted to retreat with that rollout, but now they're pressing forward. 4 members strong. Rotation from the Soul Laners as well. And now this red buff. This is going to be a fight.
They're trying for it. Khaos actually going to send damage to Meerkat. He's going to take 75% of his health in a heartbeat as Screen tries to rush it down.
Look at this. Aduro trapped in the cage once again. Needs to get the heal. There's the Odin ult, but it doesn't matter. In range of the execute. He's going to be finished off. Double bounce going to hit 2 players. Eonic forced to jump away. Scary D now. Eagles Rally is available. Doesn't want to waste it. Silenced out for now. And it's going to be a 1-for-0 trade as Aduro gets picked off.
PBM gets to the back line, finds the purification off of Khaos with the Cataclysm, and then from there was just no follow-up onto Khaos. No one just initiated and kept that rush going, and another amazing shot coming out from PandaCat. That'll be at least the tier 1. Gold Fury coming up in just a few seconds. In fact, she's about to land. They're going to go right for it.
Yeah, PainDeViande not even wanting to back here the rest of his team. Full health, almost full mana. You can see a little bit low on Marauder. Has enough for a full set of cooldowns as well as his ultimate. Odin Cage is up, so they're going to be able to keep out Randozos for the most part. But Eonic, he's just going to try and pick off a Marauder in the meantime. And honestly, enemy, this is a win for Randozos. They dropped the Gold Fury.
I don't know why they backed away from that. They tried to go into a fight. They had to know that there was no way to really lock anyone down there. Eonic has 2 jumps, able to get out of that cage quite cleanly. Khaos notices that this is going on, and we need to get it back.
PainDeViande. No ult couldn't really be too effective. And now this Gold Fury, it's going to be pulled. It's actually already at half. And Scary D, he's on zone duty. Eagles Rally is up, but taking a lot of damage. No magical defense yet. Actually has to Eagles Rally over the side. Is it execute range? But Varizial off the mark. And now PolarBearMike zoning. Gold Fury was reset, but it can't seem Randozos just can't seem to get control of this.
Randozos should be able to control it now. With Varizial's ult down, they lose a lot of effectiveness, but PainDeViande's back, and the cage is back up
More
as
importantly,
well.
Zeus ult is ready.
Yeah,
there's the cage. A deadly combo that Randozos need to be careful of. And now they're looking directly for Aduro. Geb shield already eliminated.
Yeah, 2 are stuck inside. Damage raining down. Marauder finds Aduro pretty early. PolarBearMike to fall as well. I mean, as expected. Scary D comes in from the back line, but I don't see him having too much effectiveness here. Eonic trying to make something out of nothing, but PainDeViande's going to make a little bit more.
Scary D, the only one still at full health and mana, but no ultimate. You can see Eonic, Meerkat too low. They're going to take a trip back to the base, but in the meantime, enemy, they've already started this up. They're not going to be dropping it this time. Third Gold Fury secured for them. And even though they're down in kills, they continue to have the objective control up 4,700.
Wow. Randozos have been winning the gist of the fights. You'll see 8-5, but enemies hitting them where it hurts. Now, what, almost 5,000 gold ahead?
Yeah, 2 fights in a row, though, more specifically. Aduro getting picked off, and we commented on the Bulwark. He cannot live with Bulwark.
Yeah.
Like, that is when you know it's bad. Varizial going directly for him, the Imperial Helm, just not enough defense at this point in the game. The percentage health coming out from Death Scythe, too much, and it's hard, right? PolarBearMike, he did everything he could. He was the Geb Shield. He was right there trying to peel for him, but Aduro just taking too much burst, even from the Isis with a Bulwark, or excuse me, from a Zeus.
I think a big part of that, too, is this extremely early Soul Reaver. I don't know if he intended to do this instead of Book of Thoth or not, but it worked out. You saw that like huge damage spike.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's been going on for a little while.
And I'm assuming Khaos has been holding his abilities for the most part until he, you know, someone's in the range to just immediately get 100 to 0'd. Right-hand side, Scary D, he's as good as dead. Zeus ult, probably a little unneeded, but they were worried of Scary D kind of Eagles rallying over that buff wall you could see, or the boar wall.
By the way, look at this rotation. They already get the tier 1. They want to guarantee their positioning here to either the tier 2 of Fight or Fire Giant. This is a perfect bait.
PolarBearMike's in a lot of trouble. Raw, not going to be going anywhere. PBM stuck inside the cage, and now Eonic, he's going to dive the back line. PolarBearMike is executed coming out. And now Meerkat, he's rotated as well, but it's just not enough damage coming out from Randozos. Varizial and Marauder on this front line. Jump in from Odin. It doesn't even matter if he's low. He wants Randozos to turn around and fight him.
Another Death Scythe miss, but a beautiful silence right after. Varizial should be able to escape here. You notice he actually threw 2 of his attacks into a Sanctuary, which negated the kill.
Don't do it.
Oh, look at
He's
this.
got Blink, right?
Don't do it. Okay, do it.
Poor
Coward.
It's like, okay, now it's a bad spot.
Wait,
do it.
Wait.
Oh, off the mark.
Now he's dead.
Oh, no. Yes, he actually jukes into it. He's like, where's it going? Where's it going? Poor Varizial. He's actually missed a lot. Not having the most spectacular game, but the executes have been very important pickoffs every single time we've seen it. A couple missed ones, but a couple big impact kills.
Eonic trying to control the the Fire Giant cave as Marauder and Khaos back up pretty significantly.
Look at this
Locking
damage.
Down PandaCat as well.
18,000 coming up from Zeus already. 24 minutes in, there's been a little bit of fighting, but when most of the players are sitting at around 10, 11K or below, being almost twice as effective as these players is just, it's so hard for Randozos to deal with the Zeus. And they did it early, right? They were able to successfully dive the Zeus, but now that they're behind, they can't get to the back line and pick them off in time to really turn the fight in their favor.
Pain moving back in, cleans up the Sentry Ward. Or thought Marauder would, I guess. Did it not die?
I'm not sure.
Someone got it now. They're going to rush over towards the right side. Scary D out of position.
Just taking a lot of poke for really no reason. And already at Half-Life, nice Spirit Ball, but there's the Zeus around the corner. Scary D forced to ult. And now the chase is on. He has no way to get out of this cage. There's the Zeus ult on top. And it's just a matter of seconds as PandaCat finds the last hit.
Marauder going right to the back line to try to shut it down. Gets a double stun to ensure no one interrupts their kill onto Scary D. Scary not up for 45 seconds from right now, meaning a Gold Fury or Fire Giant attempt is most likely.
Scary D really overestimating how tanky he was, gets caught out in the jungle by himself, completely split off from the rest of his team when he knew enemy was in the jungle, and now this is going to be a Fire Giant, uncontested it seems. Randozos electing to give it up. PolarBearMike going to spot it out just to make sure of the timing on it. He's going to see it now, and honestly, PainDeViande could turn this. Cage is not up, but it should be up in a couple seconds. Oh, Eonic, he's going to take a big shot to the side and have to jump away.
Oh, beautiful shot. Going to push PainDeViande back, ensure that there's no cage shenanigans. 9-9 reads the score at 26 minutes with enemy up 3 Gold Furies and a Fire Giant, likely to take this game down.
You can see they're going to be sieging up the middle for now. Scary D did just spawn, has Eagles Rally available. Randozos not going to fight on the tier 2, and I think enemy they're gonna make the smart move, right? There's still this red buff up on the left-hand side. There's still 2 towers and the Gold Fury spawning. They have both their own buffs up. There's so much free gold on the map. no one's full build, take everything uncontested, and then just back and spend your lead. And then you should still have at least a minute or two on Fire Giant.
PandaCat takes a few hits just to give his front line time to get in there. They take the tier 1 down. It'll be a tier 2 right after the final tower standing for the Clowns.
You can see 2 members on the map, even on the right-hand side. Randozos are going to try for at least a little bit of a split push, but you can see them both back. Not sure if the Phoenix would be taken. And enemy, let's take a look at Golden Hand. Oh, my word.
And it's only going to get worse. They're going to get 300 more gold apiece.
Do you see PandaCat's gold?
Yeah, any item in the game, 3,800. He could switch his character to magical and buy himself a Spear of Desolation.
Hey, man. Imagine Ho-You with Spear of Desolation, gets a kill, it's over.
Double ricochets?
It's over.
I'm down.
Kali as well, right? You don't even need the ult anymore.
Yeah.
Red buff going to be picked up by Khaos. He'll be finishing more than likely Rod of Tahuti with his golden hand. Can we highlight over Khaos real quick? I just want to see his magical power with Fire Giant and red buff in tow. 703. Now take a look at Detonate.
Yeah, let's hover over Detonate. So how this works is your damage is times by 3 if all 3 stacks are up. So 18% of your magical scaling. So almost 20% plus 135.
305.
So you're looking at about
405.
270 damage times 3. This is going to hit for 700 damage, at least.
Easy. And you could stack it on multiple targets.
Right. It could be 700 on 3 different people.
Oh, this is going to be real rough for Randozos. You can see most of the players only 4 items deep. And a couple full builds coming out from enemy. 5 members strong. Fire Giant not spawning for 2.5 minutes, which means they have a minute and a half left on this. More than likely, they're going to be pushing up multiple lanes, force Randozos to make a choice where they will have to split the fight. If they fight 5-on-5, they have a much better chance than fighting 2 smaller 3-on-3s or 2-on-2s. Enemy know this, and they're going to be pushing up the wave on the left-hand side, and now comes the decision-making for Randozos.
With Odin Zeus, you're guaranteeing a bird. I mean, basically, there's really no way for Randozos to be able to defend themselves and defend this Phoenix with that combo available. So I'm expecting they're going to try to save it until someone initiates, and then they're just going to rush all in.
You can see Marauder in a little bit of trouble. Eonic going to try and pull him out of position.
Wait, Khaos got a kill?
I mean,
Wait,
3
Marauder's
stacks,
not
Eonic is just eliminated. There's the Suns over on top. You can see the cage going to find 2. Bird Bomb in place. PolarBearMike on 1 health. He's dead. Now Marauder's coming inside. PandaCat with a double. 1 player left alive for Randozos. It's going to be Scaredy in his own base. The tick almost finishing him in the fountain, but enemy, they're going to take game 1 and go 3-0 so far in the 2nd week of the SPL.
Question there, where was Scaredy? His whole team?
He was in the fountain dead, almost.
No, I meant in the fight.
I think he was kind of looking at the middle lane that they had pushed up. I wasn't exactly sure, but enemy showing some promise. Honestly, though, Randozos, I saw some impressive plays.
I thought from the very beginning that they had control. Once they got those 2 kills and started getting those
6-1,
picks,
I think.
What? It was 6-1, then it was 7-2, and then it was 8-2. It was looking good. And then enemy just starts getting these gold furies over and over, and there was just no comeback.
I think that a lot of that comes from the inexperience of Randozos. I know Eonic's now subbing in for the team, but it's not something he hasn't been with them forever. I'm not exactly sure if he had been calling either. We're going to take a quick look at First Blood, though. Eonic was the one to fall, and this was just chaos, just boom. Oh, that was a death sight. Okay, that was the death sight. Now it makes more sense.
He gets death sight, the silence stops the brutalize. There's no way for him to jump away, even if it was up. I mean, that was a really big deal, and while they were down 1-6, 2-7 in the beginning, that 500 gold bounty that they got early on was enough to get them through to the parts where they were doing the gold.
And that was it, right? It was the 500 gold bounty. It was also 500 gold from stolen and invaded jungle camps, and then it was the first gold tier. And then the gold became even after the 6-1 in kills, and Randozos started to gain pace, but then they lost another gold fury. And then another gold theory. It was just lack of experience coming out from Randozos, not kind of recognizing and reading the plays that enemy were making. And honestly, PainDeViande he's running this team real well.
But the Clowns did better than expected, especially
sure.
with the sub coming in. In fact, I think we have a 1v1 clip. Meerkat, brand new to the role, was a solo laner for years, takes down a pretty impressive kill on the PandaCat. Now, you'll see the ultimates used. PandaCat overcommits, and a beautiful use of the ult from Meerkat not only stops him from getting knocked back, but clears the wave and gives him potential for chase, and then just looks for that one auto attack and then bop, backstab.
Really smart play. And just, the clearing the wave while having your own creeps was definitely the most intelligent play. He could kite in between. We didn't see it too much, but PandaCat taking a lot of extra damage coming out from those archers and melee creeps that I don't think he expected.
We'll highlight a little bit more of this game. Clown's doing, again, much better than we expected. We're going to look at a Duro here. Going into this, I mean, Enemy was second at Worlds. They did make some roster changes, but they're still going up against a team that a lot of people thought was going to be a little bit weaker. Eonic getting out of here because a beautiful rush to the front line from PBM, and then Aduro was able to control this. This is where things started to turn a little bit worse, but not yet. It was 1-7. Wow.
You could see Aduro blowing up his ultimate right there on the side. 8-1, actually. Aduro blowing up his ultimate right before Marauder escaped out of the side, and I think this was the fight that turned it in favor of Enemy. No, this was, okay, this is one of the earlier picks, and yeah, this was just when Randozos were having control, but they kept allowing Enemy to have these objectives and kind of claw back into the game, and the problem became when...
No, please. Oh.
Okay, was that a dodge from Aduro, or did
no?
Varizial just straight up missed, right?
just like, I need to whip this.
Mechanically did not have the best game. I think he was trying. I think he was feeling himself after beating LG, really trying to make a statement. But he did have some very big impact kills in that mid game, most specifically around the Gold Fury.
That's going to do it for game one. We're going to be coming back in just a second for Enemy versus the Clown.